And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. I hope you are all well. It's a busy weekend, an important weekend in Scottish football. Of course, Rangers taking on Aberdeen again at Pittodrie. Expecting a different game, it always is when we go up to Pittodrie. Again in the league, I think we've only really registered a few wins there since sort of coming back up to the Premiership. So it's a place that we have struggled in times, but certainly it's important that we keep this sort of winning run going, especially as we're sort of coming together and putting our team together in this January transfer window. We can't afford to drop any more points. It's going to be really, really important that we keep trying to close this gap with Hearts, but also create our own winning streak and just go above and beyond what Hearts are capable of doing, which is a real possibility with this transfer window. Of course, it's been a busy few days speaking about potential targets. Of course, we had two bids collectively of £7 million accepted. No sort of update as of yet. At the time of recording this video is what was happening. We got an inkling that both of those bids had been accepted, and now it was down to sort of personal terms, medicals, and all of that sort of jazz. But I would, if I was a betting man, I'd expect an announcement fairly soon with regard to those two. We also spoke about two other potential targets yesterday. Those from the Premier League, them being Sunderland players, and that we had made official inquiries over their availability. However, we've also alerted another club that we want to be kept in the loop. And this may come as a bit of a shock to some of you, but that's with regard to Kieran Bowie. In today's video, we are going to be discussing this transfer story, but as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So yes, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it has been reported by many different sources, in fact, that Rangers have asked to be kept in the loop over any transfer moves for Hibs striker Kieran Bowie. Now, certainly an interesting one as well. I feel like something that we've neglected in years gone by is hoovering up the best talent within Scotland. And I think Kieran Bowie is one of these players that has performed exceedingly well at Hibernian, and certainly has a lot of interest in him at this moment in time. And we've missed out on key players, as we speak about time and time again, you know, Lewis Ferguson's and whatnot, as we let them go out of our division. And being part of being a big club is you hoover up the talent within your sort of pool and your own division. But there's other clubs that are currently interested in the player. But as this user here is saying, it's saying that Hibernian wants £6.5 million for him. And again, most people were sort of, you know, I suppose speaking about his valuation and saying, well, it's not necessarily worth it and all of these kind of things. But yeah, Hibs are wanting around £6.5 million, and we've been, the club, Rangers, have been asked Hibs to keep us in the loop, so showing interest in the player. Now, if we're looking at his stats at this moment in time, he has 9 goals, 3 assists in 27 games. And I think he's also being attracted by several Sky Bet Championship clubs and clubs in Italy, of course. Italy love to buy Scottish players. But Celtic are also monitoring him along with Rangers and Wolverhampton Wanderers. So this is where the situation unfolds. Well, you know, there is always going to be a lot of clubs going there. We could go into a bidding war if, you know, clubs are serious with trying to get them. And we've made contact just to say we want to be kept in the loop with regard to any potential move. But certainly Rangers are looking to try and buy him. But of course, Celtic as well on that radar. So we'll see what happens. But again, for the right price, I think this would be a really good coup for Rangers. We don't want to allow players that are exceeding and doing well at their current clubs in the SPFL going off. We should be taking a look at that and taking the best to our club. That's how big clubs operate. If you look at sort of Bayern Munich and all of the other big clubs within in their respective divisions, they do the exact same. So we should be doing it only with real quality, though. And Kieran Bowie, for the right price, I think would be an excellent signing, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, I'm interested to know what your thoughts are on this sort of transfer development.
In other news, Rangers have abruptly hauled themselves back into contention at the very top of the Scottish Premiership. And with momentum now firmly on their side, the January transfer window is shaping up to be a defining period in their season. What once looked like a campaign drifting away has been reignited, with Rangers now sitting just 3 points behind Hearts at the summit and firmly back in the title conversation. For a club chasing only their second league crown since returning to the top flight, the coming weeks carry huge significance. Reinforcements are expected as Rangers look to strengthen key areas, but equally important will be decisions on departures as the hierarchy attempt to balance competitiveness with financial reality. January is rarely straightforward at Ibrox, and this window appears no different. Nicholas Raskin has been persistently linked with a move away throughout the season, given his importance and growing reputation. However, attention has now shifted elsewhere, with former Rangers player Derek Ferguson suggesting that Danilo could be the more realistic exit. The Brazilian forward has found his role significantly reduced in recent weeks, spending far more time on the bench than leading the line. When called upon, Danilo's contributions have largely come in the form of brief substitute appearances rather than sustained starts. That shift has not gone unnoticed among supporters, many of whom remain unconvinced following a series of underwhelming displays earlier in the campaign. With his influence waning and competition increasing, his long-term place in the squad is increasingly open to question. Ferguson believes Rangers must be ruthless if they are to sustain a genuine title push, while also being mindful of squad depth. Speaking candidly, he said, "Raskin is a player we cannot afford to let go. But others like Danilo on the periphery and on big wages, we could look to offload them. The problem is Rangers will get injuries between now and the end of the season, so we can't let too many leave." That assessment highlights the delicate balancing act facing Rangers. While trimming the squad could free up resources and reduce pressure on the wage bill, the physical demands of a title race mean depth remains essential. From a performance perspective, the numbers do little to strengthen Danilo's case. Data from early January paints a concerning picture of his overall contribution. Although he is averaging 0.33 goals per game in the league, that return stands out as an isolated positive in an otherwise underwhelming statistical profile. His pass completion rate sits at just 75.4%, while he is creating fewer than one chance per game on average, figures that fall short of expectations for a forward in a possession-dominant side. By contrast, Youssef Cheremiti's recent upturn in form has shifted the internal dynamic. With confidence growing elsewhere in the attacking department, opportunities for Danilo look increasingly limited. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.